In today's show, we are looking at another case study of subconscious sabotage of real wealth and time freedom. And just quickly, you've been lied to. Your business coaches, mentors, your investing coaches and mentors, they train your conscious mind with good quality tactics and strategies. But just so you know, your subconscious makes your choices for you. And typically early on in the learning cycle, when you're learning something new, which is when you're doing courses and getting all this information, you've got stress. And when you've got stress, what happens is your decision making defaults to your subconscious programming. This is a truth, it's little known, and is the reason why so many people that go to courses, mentoring and training don't do well, because their subconsciouses are programmed in a way that won't allow them to use the tactical knowledge they get. In fact, when you see people pulling those their star clients up on stage, just be aware that their star clients already had subconscious programming that predispositioned them to doing well and using the knowledge that they were receiving. This particular case study will really help you understand this. So Andrew was a celebrity stylist, and he had quite an ego when I first met him. He certainly thought highly of himself. He ran around like a fashion god, and he had lots of people looking up to him. So he did the hair for many of the top models here in Australia. He was in all the fashion magazines with the movie stars. He was an educator, and he had a huge reputation here. And he charged 3 times the market rates in his salon. So he had a premier salon. And I want you to think about that. His positioning enabled him to charge 3 times more than his competitors, because clients came to him, not because his hairstyles were much better than the people down the road, but there's a little known truth, and that is his clients came to him to get a status hit. It helped them feel better about the haircut, that they were getting a haircut from this famous stylist. In fact, I'm not even allowed to call it a haircut when you're talking about fashion. It's a hairstyle. You get the point. So, yep, a renowned, famous, carried himself like that, carried himself like someone that was famous. And Andrew came to me and said, look, I want to get off the tools. His goal was pretty simple: build business independence, meaning build his business separately from him, so that he did not have to be in income production. He did not have to be in the day-to-day grind, meaning he wanted a business that ran without him. And when we say without him, well, he still might have something to do with the leadership team, but basically for that business to run without him. Now, many of you watching this, you're gone through your normal school system. And just so you know, you were programmed to build a business around you, not build a business separately from you, because you were, and I'm not against education. Education is really important, but let's be truthful. Education system was set up to give you skills so you could go and trade time for money. And you might be a sophisticated person, a doctor, a lawyer, but you're still trained in the same conditioning programming, which is to be a resource in other people's money-making machines, to trade time for money. And this type of programming, you got to remember, I work with business owners, investors day in and day out, ensures you don't build businesses that run separately from you. The ultra wealthy were trained to build businesses that run separately from them. And just, again, important to understand if you're watching this, I spent 7 to 8 years of my youth working as operations manager for the ultra wealthy, who owned, I think, between 17 and 27 businesses, something like that. I can't remember, many, many years ago. I'm quite old. And they'd run that from the back of the yacht. I really learned a lot from them, because they were the controller of resources, where I saw the people that worked for them had been programmed to be resources. Just an interesting synchronistic fit. But let's get back to this particular case study. So he wanted all those good things: passive income. He wanted to choose the hours he worked, all good, smart decisions. And because I know what I'm doing and have all the blueprints and have been doing this work for years, we did everything right on paper. We systemized his genius. We made sure his business had operational controls in place. We transferred his status to the team. So in the past, people would come to see him as a leading star, pay more than they would for the other workers there. But the other workers, you can understand, still high-end, still charging a lot. But we transferred his expertise to the staff. So instead of people coming to him, it was like, we're coming to that salon who work with the stars. And we set up a leadership team, and he was capable of running his business from all over the world. And this is what happened. You'd think he'd be excited. Well, kind of. So he had a success. Then he went into Sabotage. I learned a lot. This was an early client. It's when I first learned, do not help clients tactically or strategically without understanding what is in their subconscious. Now, just so you know, I'm a wealth pattern savant and I have technical expertise in business building and investing. And your normal business owner or investor can't see what's in people's subconscious. I can, of great advantage to my clients, because, well, you could go to a psychologist, for example, they charge you 30 sessions and still won't get to the core of what's going on, or unlikely to get to the core of what's going on because they're not wealth creators, where I'm able to just spot really quickly, this is what's going on, this is the belief system, this is what happened to you when you're younger, and that's created this, that's bottom down, that's from subconscious, this drives these behaviors. So we got him to the place he said he wanted to get, but the truth is he couldn't stand the vacuum of not being needed. He started to come into the business, find fault in staff, subconsciously desiring to lower their status and put himself above them. He started micromanaging team and systems that were working perfectly. He started to turn what they call molehills into mountains, like absolutely dramatizing things. And he kept rationalizing reasons to come back into the business to be needed, either through staff or through clients. His identity as a celebrity status was, I am the expert, I am needed. He went through the normal schooling system where he was taught that if he worked hard and got really good at a skill, that people would love him and like him for that, and he would be indispensable. He would be needed forever. So let's just start to look at those two frameworks. I want a business to run separately from me. I don't want to be in day-to-day income production, and I need to be needed. I need to be seen as an incredible human being. I need to have status. I need to be seen as better than others. You get what we're working with here, ladies and gentlemen? Do you get the picture? Which is usually the case. People with a big front, which he had, usually have a little behind, meaning that the requirement for validation, the confidence and arrogance was in direct relationship to how bad he really felt about himself on the subconscious level. Here's a question for you. Do you think if you are truly okay with who you are, if you truly love yourself and are okay with yourself and can forgive yourself and have compassion for self, if you have a humanitarian heart for yourself, do you think you need to do things to look good, to get status? No, you don't. You still might want to do things because you like doing them. You might want to be rich and powerful and well-known because you enjoy what you do and what you're giving. That's completely different to needing it to escape what's in your subconscious, which in this case was low self-worth. Now, if I told people that this particular gentleman, I wouldn't, his client, if I told people that this gentleman had low self-worth, they'd go, no way, he's the most confident guy in the world. That required confidence was the front that kept them away from what was in his subconscious. So what really happened was he wanted to be needed, and when he was on his own with his business running without him, he wasn't getting the validation from staff, he wasn't getting the validation from people about how great he was. He was just earning a lot of money, he could do what he loved, but that's not what he wanted. You get what I'm pointing at. So the origin story for this subconscious patterning was the critical father. His father believed that pointing out flaws helped Andrew grow. Now, this was a typical parenting style in the 50s. You know, you point to your kids where they're hopeless and where they're useless. Sorry, I shouldn't even laugh because I have to work with the damage that's created as a result of that. You know, where parents thinking they're pointing that out, it's going to help you. No, it doesn't. Not in the way that it's communicated. So subconsciously, he grew up feeling not good enough. His dad is dead, but the programming lives on in his subconscious. So he's walking around with hidden scripts. I'm not enough. I'm nobody without the fame. I'm not the hero. I have no value. I must prove dad wrong. All of this subconscious patterning drove him away from what you would think you'd want. Lots of money, free time to go and do the stuff you love, and drive him back into the business, causing sabotage to get the subconscious fix of validation. Like an attention whore. Come on, give me attention, give me attention. The only way out, and it happened, is we stopped working on the business systems. We started working on the subconscious identity systems, the fix, rescripting the subconscious from an I need validation to I'm enough, and a sense of being okay and loving self. Once the need for external validation was removed, the need to micromanage vanished. He achieved freedom because he finally felt safe having it. When we say he felt safe, his subconscious felt okay because he was enough. Now, if you want to know what your wealth sabotages are, certainly do this. Get your camera, get the QR code, click it, go sign up. I send really, really good content as my members-only community. As for those people that really want to understand what's in your subconscious, that's sabotaging your wealth creation. Did you know that your subconscious has a blueprint for how much you're allowed to earn, typically based on your class programming? Do you know that your subconscious could be impacting your marketing, every area of business? So this is the only place you're going to find out what your blocks are. And we also show you how to re-script the subconscious with the belief systems of the ultra wealthy. And you get step-by-step tactics of those who run multiple passive